So this is in the city of Calgary, and I'm going for a ride around some of the streets here. The Navi, I've seen so much on the internet about it. How great a bike it is, how reliable it is, all the modifications you can do to make it your own, and it doesn't break the bank. It's unbelievably inexpensive for a street legal motorcycle. The normal motorcycles, they're going to be at least triple the price to get a small motorcycle that you can ride on the streets and down the highways. The Navi is designed with a top speed of about 50 miles an hour, but it will very quickly get up to 70 kilometers an hour or 45 miles an hour. It doesn't seem underpowered at all, which was surprising. And I think that all has to do with the variator style transmission. So the Navi is building on the transmission that was used in my Mobilette Moto B cane, and it uses a pulley and a belt drive. And what happens is they have weights on one side of the pulley. As the engine speeds up, these weights get forced outward, and that pushes the pulley sides together, forcing the belt to move outward away from the center of the pulley. And in fact, it gears it up. And the increase in speed is quite amazing. It's very smooth. You'll never see another transmission, even in a car, that is this smooth. So when you crack the throttle open, like usually I crack it open about an eighth to a quarter of the travel for the throttle, and it just accelerates and keeps on accelerating. It's just builds such confidence that you're able to get up to speed as quickly as you can on it, despite it being a very small motor. And when I go out and ride my CBR 125, I'm almost convinced that the Navi accelerates faster, even with the smaller motor, because I'm always having to shift on the CBR to get up to speed. First gear is really low, and then by that time the Navi would have gone past you accelerating, because it's a constant acceleration with the Navi. Since you don't have to shift, it's automatically picking the right engine speed and the right gear ratio for the conditions. The thing with something like a motorcycle like a CBR 125, very rarely does your engine operate at the best speed to get the most power out. You're constantly either running it too slow or running it too fast. Whereas with the Navi, as soon as you crack that throttle open, the engine RPM picks up and then holds fairly steady right through the power range. It doesn't sound like it's going any faster, but yet the speed is picking up quite consistently on it. It's a simple little bike that takes away all the distractions that other people have with motorcycles. The constant gearing up and gearing down gets to be a headache after a while, especially in stop and go traffic, where the Navi is perfectly suited for that. You can accelerate as fast as the traffic up to its top speed without any worry that you're going to be falling behind or slowing everybody up. And that in itself is quite impressive. So far, I've been averaging 106 miles per gallon on the Navi with its little gas tank, which is smaller than 1 gallon. But you can easily get out some decent mileage on it. I wish it did have a bigger gas tank, so I may have to rectify that later on and put in a second gas tank that can increase the capacity by at least double, and then that way I should be able to go a couple of days before I have to fill it up again. But it's an even economical little bike. It gets an amazing amount of gas mileage. Costs you next to nothing to run it. Essentially like a lawnmower, you drain the oil out, you fill it up, and every once in a while you get the valve set on it. Everything is so easy to work on that you can completely avoid the $200 an hour shop fees, which are just absolutely ridiculous for motorcycles. You can do almost all the work yourself. You might want to get them to set the valves once in a while, but other than that, I do that myself, and I can avoid the massive shop rates that keep you paying through the nose just to get on a bike.